Two former North East servicemen have received medals from the Prime Minister following their successful campaign to gain recognition for thousands of Falklands veterans. As we told you on last night's Look North, the men were sent to the conflict zone after hostilities officially ended in 1982. Many worked on the minefields, clearing the bodies of dead soldiers while under threat from Argentine aircraft and submarines. Stuart Wincup reports.
Angered by the injustice, they started a campaign for recognition. They found recently released cabinet papers which showed the government at the time actually feared, even presumed, that hostilities would reoccur on the Falkland Islands. But these views were never made public.
Do you think the ceasefire will hold, Prime Minister?
I believe so. I believe so. There's still one or two things. Just listen to everyone. I must go down and talk.
Years of gathering evidence, pressurising politicians and building a case finally paid off when an independent medal review agreed with their findings. 10,000 men and women who were at the Falklands could now receive the South Atlantic Medal, all because two North East servicemen refused to give up.
I don't think it's truly sunk in yet, because if you say you've just won recognition for 10,000 people who we don't know, we want them to stand proud, of what they did and the sacrifices that they made.
I feel so proud that I've been able to represent what will be about 10,000 veterans who will now qualify for the medal. And it's a feeling of absolute joy that at last we've been given a recognition.
And Stuart Wincup joins us now from our BBC T studio in Middlesbrough. Stuart, an amazing achievement by these two former servicemen.
Yeah, Jeff, especially when you consider they said for a lot of those 30 years they weren't particularly getting anywhere. They said all their requests for information from the government were turned down. They were told those papers were confidential, but they persevered, eventually getting this information, minutes from Cabinet Office meetings in 1982, advice from the United Nations and the Attorney General. All that material was backing their case, saying that even after the surrender, the Falklands Islands were a very dangerous place. Conditions were very difficult. Now, the two men have always said their campaign was not meaning to downplay the role of those involved in the fighting, their bravery and their courage. Their campaign was about the thousands of men and women who followed behind them, who feel their role has been forgotten.
OK, Stuart, thanks for that.
Well, this afternoon, they were among the first to receive the South Atlantic Medal without rosette in recognition for their efforts.
It had taken 32 years of determined campaigning for this moment.
Mr. Ian McVitie.
Thank you. Sorry about that.
David Cameron said he was sorry they had had to wait so long to gain the recognition they deserved.
Sorry about the wait.
No problem. Thank you.
Because, of course, the thing about the Falkland Islands is an incredibly difficult and dangerous operating environment. And that was the case even after the hostilities, the formal hostilities had finished. I'm absolutely delighted that the many thousands of people who served in that theatre are going to get the recognition that they deserved. And it's a great honour to have you here in number 10 Downing Street.
Only servicemen and women who served in the Falklands War before July 1982 had been eligible for the South Atlantic Medal. But a 30-year campaign by the two men led to a military review of the conflict. It supported their case that the 10,000 military personnel who risked their lives following the initial task force deserved recognition.
It's been a long campaign, and at some stages we didn't think this day would ever come. However, we were determined to get what we thought was injustice of 1982 put right, and get the servicemen and women who will now receive this award done for them, and it's a fantastic day.
Absolutely amazing. It seems surreal that I'm here in Downing Street receiving my medal from the Prime Minister. I'm so happy and elated, and so proud.
So 32 years after they sailed away from the Falkland Islands, their bravery and service to their country has finally been recognised. Stuart Wincup, BBC Look North.
Now, a former sailor who served on the minesweeper HMS Ledbury after the Falklands War has just received a medal from the Prime Minister at 10 Downing Street. Ian McVitie from Peterlee fought a 31-year battle for recognition of the work he and other veterans did. Mr McVitie was a 21-year-old radio operator first class when he went to the South Atlantic. He campaigned for recognition along with another former sailor, Nigel Morris, who served on HMS Diomede. Well, I spoke to them both earlier from Downing Street, and I asked them what it was like to finally be given the recognition.
Oh, absolutely amazing. to be after 32 years, to come to Downing Street and get your medal presented by David Cameron is an absolute honour and a privilege. Well, myself and Nigel have been gathering the evidence since 2011. We were contacted by the medal review team in 2013, and we put all the evidence together, did a report, risk and rigour document, gave that to the medal review team, and that got included in his final report to the HD committee. Right, so it was very, very, very well worth fighting for. Yes. Mr. Morris, before we talk about the other veterans that will now be able to have this medal, can you describe to us the kind of work you were doing out there in the Falklands?
Well, my ship that I was on a gun Leander, which was actually protecting the Falklands in around the 200-mile exclusion zone. We were there as an armed deterrent against the Argentinians. What had happened when they had achieved a de facto cessation of hostilities, there not been a full cessation of hostilities from Argentina, and the military junta, there was much confusion, and then what was come out after that was all the reports and the new rules of engagement that were issued on the 24th of June, which a lot of people didn't really realise.
We went down on a minesweeper, a fiberglass minesweeper, with 45 people on, and we went down to relieve the converted trawlers, the Northello, Junella, Fenella and Pict. So we had to clear the remaining sea mines and also locate the wrecks of the Ardent, the Sheffield and the Coventry, so they could dive on those wrecks and get important information up.
So can you now tell us which other veterans will be awarded this medal?
Up and now, this will now go out to all the 10,000 people. They'll come from the Royal Navy, Royal Air Force, Merchant Navy, ships taken up from trade and the Army. So it's a lot of people, and they'll have to realise that they can now claim this medal.
Well, many congratulations for talking to us, and thank you very much for the job that you did out there for us.
Right.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
These mist-covered mountains are a home now for me, but my home is the lowlands, and always will be. Someday you'll return to your valleys and your farms, and you'll no longer burn to be brothers in through these fields of destruction, baptisms of fire, I've witnessed your suffering as the battle raged high, and though it hurt me so bad, in the fear and alarm, you the sun's gone to hell. The moon's riding high. Let me bid you farewell. Every man has to die, but it's written in the stars. In every line